Welcome back to the David Pakman Show.
Welcome back to the show. If you are not yet a David Pakman Show member, you can get the entire show commercial-free, plus our bonus show and the full archive. At this point, it's 5.5 years of shows, the first 2 years of which should be buried and never heard again. People email me regularly saying, "What were you guys thinking with some of those initial shows?" And I say, you know what? We clearly were not thinking. But they are available to David Pakman Show members. DavidPakman.com/netroots, the current special offer there. Remember when a couple of months ago I said that the real possibility with single payer is really going to start, if anywhere, with a pretty conservative idea, which is power of the states. And we're actually seeing that now. Vermont has moved a step closer to a possible single-payer health care bill. And I think that this is absolutely fantastic. Vermont is the first state that might actually have single-payer health insurance become a reality. The Vermont House has already passed a single-payer bill, which might actually get through the Vermont Senate. The measure goes to the Senate where it's expected to pass. There's maybe going to be some changes. And under the proposed plan, Vermont would create a state-run insurance exchange, which would then be converted to single-payer in 2013. No question, Republicans trying to exempt businesses who self-insure their health benefits. However, Democrats are remaining united. And this passed in the House without those exemptions. I believe that this is huge, Lewis.
It's wonderful.
I think this is how it will happen, one state at a time.
Right. Let one state guinea pig it.
Watch Vermont to see how it's done. And then if it works, Lewis with a guinea pig reference. I don't know. It threw me off a little bit.
Well, that's what it is, right?
Yeah, well, not yet. In other words, Vermont could do it, and then other states might be able to guinea pig off of that.
No, you experiment on the guinea pig.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm confusing guinea pigging and leapfrogging. My similes are all off here. Lewis's shirt actually is what is throwing me off here.
It's a nice shirt.
Lewis telling us all about his shirt before the start of the show. But I don't want to tell the audience about it just yet. I don't know. If they want to know, they can ask me, and I'll explain to them about your shirt.
Fair enough.
So the argument that many made against single payer anytime it's been discussed, those on the right, is doctors don't want single payer. Doctors will not work under single payer because they won't get paid. Doctors hate single payer. And it turns out none of these things are true. A new poll shows 59% of doctors now back universal health care, which has gone up significantly from 2002. And 200 doctors from 39 different states have said they would move to Vermont if single payer were adopted. And you know why? They want to practice medicine. They don't want to be pushing paper. They don't want to run a billing business. They want to practice medicine. They want to help people. And despite the fact that you will hear individual doctors, many of whom are now Republicans in the House or Senate, say, I would not want this, I would not work under this, it's just not the truth. And Vermont single payer, I am just so curious to see how it would go. And again, you know, we can already see written on the wall what we would hear if it does happen. We would hear others in other states say, well, Vermont's population is under 1 million people. Just because something works in Vermont doesn't mean that it's viable. There's many more times that number of people just in Manhattan. We can't say something that works for a state with such a small population will work everywhere. And yeah, that's fine. We will hear that. But it will be one state, and it will be absolutely huge. And I am really hoping that this happens.
Right. And do we have any information on how the vast majority of people who live in Vermont feel about it?
I don't actually have any polling from people in Vermont.
I mean, I assume the majority would be for it.
Yeah. Let me put it this way. If it already passed the Vermont House, my sense is it is going to be something that is pretty well supported. We know the constituents of Vermont. We know their political leanings. And it sounds conservative almost. When I say power of the states, every time we hear power of the states, it has a conservative connotation. And that's fine. Maybe we need that to actually pass something progressive that will move us forward.
Right. Let's use it.